It's football time in college football. And we're back with another episode.
We're back.
We are going to be
We're
with
back.
we're going to do the picks for the week. But I will have to say, starting off, we've already missed one game that's already played tonight. So
Huh.
we're on Thursday. There's a game that already played in the
Oh.
top 25. So we can't pick that one. So we'll talk about it. It wasn't that big of a game, anyways. It was a blowout. So, but we'll be going over
Dang.
the top 25 picks, or at least the top 25 games that are we playing this weekend, and see where we think who will win what, and where everything will kind of drop and line up. And as always, I'm joined with Jaden and Cody.
What's up? What's up?
Yep.
You know, you should be proud, Dustin.
What's that?
Navy almost beat Memphis.
Did they play? Did I miss that
They
game?
did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It says it's
They did.
live,
28 to
so
24.
No, it was just Thursday. Thursday.
is it?
Navy played Memphis and they
Oh.
only lost by 4.
Why that's live? This is live on the website for some reason. Oh, because I guess I've had it up for a while. You're right, 28 to 24. Hey,
You should be proud.
hey, they won
I
the
will be
last
proud.
game. They did win the last game, so.
Well, anyway, moving on.
I'm
And we
proud
did
of
miss
Navy.
the Miami and
BCU game.
BCU.
yeah, I didn't even know how to pronounce that. Something Cookman, whatever.
But
And it was-
Bethune Cookman.
Yeah, it was 48 to 7. I mean, that was a straight blowout. So
Imagine playing on a Thursday and I don't even know where. No, they played at Miami. So why would they play on a Thursday? Oh, because I guess this Bethune had to travel to Miami. So they played on
Maybe.
a Thursday. Because I know some schools will do that depending on how far they go. If it's like cross country, they won't play on a Saturday sometimes.
I mean, that's
But anyway,
you traveled all the way down on a Thursday to get your butt handed to you. I mean, oh well. But yeah,
truth.
so I think I'm
True,
gonna
true.
pick Miami on this game that since they won.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I believe
think so as
Miami.
I think so. I think I'm gonna take Miami on that one. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these games and see where everything lines up. I really looking at them. I think there's gonna be one or two maybe big games this week. The rest of them will probably be not as interesting. They may be close games, but most of them I don't think will be that interesting. So, where do we want to start is the question.
I don't know, Cody. What about you pick? Since you don't do nothing.
well. Whoa.
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Coming out strong.
Yeah. Hey.
was a joke.
Kidding, I know that. It's all love here, baby. Let's talk about. I guess we could go for something a little bit smaller. I mean, we could start from the bottom. What do you think about Iowa?
Iowa,
Let's see, who
so
Hate
the
'em.
number
Let's see.
25. You hate
Yeah,
'em.
Iowa.
You just hate them. I hate
Just
Iowa.
I
hate
mean,
'em.
they got dogged in that one bowl game against Tennessee. So hey,
I mean, they're going up against
true.
Western Michigan. I mean,
Western Michigan.
Iowa's
think-
got a 94.3% chance to win this game.
I've never even seen Western Michigan play a day in my life.
What are you talking about? They have stats on. I mean, they got to be somewhat, you know. The quarterback for Western Michigan he threw 2 interceptions last game. So I mean that's something.
I can't even see that.
He went 33 for 48, 280 yards.
Usually when I click on the thing, it
So
because the game hasn't been played yet.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, this is
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
I-
sure. Iowa wins this game.
Yeah. I think 2 touchdowns.
2
But,
touchdowns.
you know, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the
Mhm.
same thing,
Yeah, I'll say you're probably right. I say 2 touchdowns. Iowa's
and
got
they
this.
won't move.
No, I think they've secured that 25 spot for another week, which crazy that they've
Yeah.
come back into the top 25, but oh well. All three of us say
I think the 25
Unless there's
spot-
another unranked opponent on the doorstep who plays someone stronger,
maybe.
This is
then maybe
true.
they
Yeah.
won't.
This is true. Yeah.
But I'm just just thinking of the Iowa fan out there. They're like, we got knocked out of the top 25. We come back to the top 25, and if someone just comes in and takes us out even after we won, oh man, that would suck.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
So, yeah, I think
I
that's
think Iowa by 2.
yeah, Iowa. I'll say Iowa, maybe
I
1-2.
It says that WMU has surrendered 9.1 yards per pass attempt so far this season.
Well,
About 10 yards.
About 10 yards per
They
pass
play?
attempt.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iowa,
Mhm.
you win this game.
But if you're wanting
Yeah.
to watch this game for some reason and you have nothing else to do, it's going to be on the BTN network at 3. I think we should have done this by time because it's going to be at 3:30, and we've got a lot of other games earlier than that. So,
Yeah.
Okay, well then we'll go to time after this game then.
all right, let's go. Let's back up. Let's go to noon. The first game on the list would be Florida.
Can you filter this, Dustin? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I've got all this stuff on here on my phone. So it'd be Florida State versus Boston College.
I'll have to find that now.
No.
If
Oh,
you
here it is.
Yeah, if you have your ESPN
Lord.
app, you can list it by the top 25 and it goes by time. But it's Florida State, Boston College. Florida State is a strong 3 right now. It's going to be on ABC, by the way, at noon. They're giving FSU like 26 points on this game.
Yeah, I think
I can see
Florida
why.
State they're obviously going to beat Boston College, but hey, it's Boston College, but Boston College has developed some good defensive players over the years. But no, they won't win.
No, this is going to be
No.
a doghouse. I mean, this is going to be bad. I think this is going to be at least 20 some points.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So Florida State all the way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think that's right. Like 4-ish scores, 3s, 4 scores. Yeah.
Yeah. Cody, pick.
I'd say 3. I'd say 3.
Oh, so you're going Florida, State
by
off.
3.
Okay. All right. The next one up, also at 12. It's on Fox. We have Penn State versus Illinois. Or Illinois.
Both
Mm.
interesting opponents. What is it? What does it have by Penn State?
We
Like, how
got
much? Is Penn State winning?
86.5% for Penn State. So, I mean, it's still a pretty
Okay.
good margin. They're saying they're giving them a 14.5 advantage.
I don't want to underestimate Illinois, man. And wait, no, this ain't Indiana.
It's not
Never
Indiana,
mind.
yeah.
This is not Indiana. Penn State. Oh yeah, Penn State. 100%.
Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal. Now, the quarterback there is done pretty decent. He had 529 yards so far this year, 43 for 55, and he's thrown 4 touchdowns. So I mean, I think they've got this one in the bag pretty easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I
And-
think they win probably about 3. Yeah, 3.
I think
They're on a
Illinois
big-
has given up 6.3 yards. They've given up 6.3 yards per play in the 2 games that they've played.
Yeah, and Penn
So-
is you're looking at a 6-game winning streak right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they've got this one in the bag.
I think there's little concern for an upset here.
I don't think there's any concern.
What? What do you mean? You think
Very
there's
little.
concern for an upset? You think
I
Illinois
said
is gonna
little.
Oh,
I said little concern for an upset.
You got him shocked there for a minute. It's like, oh, upset. What? Yeah, I don't think.
No,
there's-
But wouldn't saying there's little concern for an upset indicate that?
There
I
might
mean, there's
be
like no concern, but there might be concern.
I mean, it's
I mean, yeah, anything's
plausible.
possible. I'm not denying it, but Penn State by 3, my pick.
I'd say by 2.
I'm going to give them 4.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can dog on them.
Making a cakewalk, yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next game, also at noon, ESPN channel. LSU versus Mississippi State. I think this might be a decent game.
I
think so
agree.
as well.
The way
These are the
LSU's
Saturday games, by the way.
Yeah, these are
Not
all on
Friday.
Saturday. I don't. Yeah, all the top 25. There's nobody playing on Friday. We only have one game on Thursday or tonight that we're recording this, and it's already done played. But I think this is going to be a close game. They're giving LSU by 67.4%, but I think it's going to be a little closer than that. I really do. The way LSU's played this year, they've had their ups and downs.
I'm gonna do it.
You're going to say upset?
I'm gonna say Mississippi State by a field goal or touchdown. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, it's not a
Hmm.
bad guess. I mean, it really isn't.
No. I mean, it's fair. It's fair, but I think they've made a couple letdowns in the red zone in overtime against Arizona because I remember seeing something about that how they almost beat.
I mean, it wasn't overtime.
Yeah, it was
That is
overtime
that's true. That's true.
in Arizona. So
They're coming up on a
I'm thinking
they're on a winning streak right
I'm
now
thinking
too.
LSU.
I mean, it
Yeah.
very well could be an LSU win, but LSU has had their struggles. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. That is I'm looking at Arizona's QB and he threw 4 interceptions. That makes me think that the Mississippi State defense is sort of skilled, but yet the game was close. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. I mean, I mean, rushing was pretty good for Mississippi. Their passing wasn't as great.
no, but their rushing was pretty decent,
Mhm.
and they've not allowed a lot of
Yeah,
rushing yards either. So their defense
I still
seems
think,
decent.
yeah, I still think the game's gonna be close. And I'm just looking at their defense stuff. Their colors are almost the same here. I'm looking at team stats here on like Google,
Yeah,
and their colors are they're probably identical. I can't even tell really a difference. I could be experiencing some type of color blindness right now, but they almost look the same to me on the little bars here. But Arizona did have more yards, but Mississippi was still able to give or take 5 turnovers. So or get 5 turnovers from Arizona.
Yeah.
So and Mississippi did have more penalties as well. If they can shape up their penalties and maybe not turn over the ball with a fumble loss, does Mississippi? I think they have a chance to beat. But I don't know if they can just run the ball only against LSU. That's why I'm going to say probably. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
well, I think they're
Actually,
both their pass
I
yard. Or they're both pass defense is not the greatest. They're both rush defense is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Mhm.
Mississippi State's got a better rush defense, I think, than LSU does. So if they go to the ground, I think LSU will have some problems. If they go to the passing, they'll probably squeak by no problem. But I really think this might be close. I think LSU may squeak by with maybe a field goal or touchdown. But I'm not going to say if I won't be surprised if it goes the other way.
yeah. I agree with Dustin on that aspect.
I
I think
will.
maybe LSU by a touchdown.
I will be the opposing side and pick Mississippi State.
I
Just
don't.
for the fact from
Yeah,
last game, the 4
I
interception
mean,
seems
yeah.
big. Some of the rushing. I'm looking at the LSU stats too. It's hard to really tell for LSU because this is Grambling State Tigers, guys. Like really, 622 total yards, 320 passing, and 302 rushing. I mean, it's like this is Grambling. I don't know how much opposition they had, since it's LSU against a nobody team.
yeah. I mean, you
But
really can't gauge that. But versus FSU, they struggled
they
bad.
did. They did. I'm just gonna pick Mississippi State by
Especially in the
like a
second
field goal
half.
or touchdown. I'm gonna go for the
I
upset,
don't think
and
you're
that will be my
crazy for
pick.
that at all. I think that's either way. I think this is going to be a close game.
I agree. I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
and I also see it going either way. Like that's where I'm at.
All right,
But yeah,
so
I'm
It
just
could
gonna Mississippi.
very well.
let's go to the next game. We'll be at 12 o'clock. Also, SEC Network. It will be Kansas State versus Mizzou.
Wow.
So
Well, Missouri's. Oh,
they're giving
well,
this
I
to
don't
Kansas
know.
State by
Yep.
68.6%, giving them only about a 4-point advantage. So
Do I want to pick an SEC team or do I not? Let me look some stats up.
that's what I'm
boys.
having to look a little stats on here.
We
I
should
will
have done
say
this like sort of prior, but
the rush.
it's hard.
Well, I got it like right away, so I can pop it up pretty quick. But the rush yards
Yep.
allowed is almost identical to both of them. So I bet I want to say their rush defense is going to be insane. They're not going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to go to the air on this game. And if it
Yeah.
does, Mizzou's may have this. And the reason why I say that is that KSU has had some issues. They've already had 2 interceptions this year. So he's got more yardage, but he's already thrown 2 interceptions. On the other side, Mizzou's not thrown any interceptions. Only
Yeah.
has thrown 3 touchdowns, and it has had about
But
200 less yards.
LSU sort of struggled against Middle Tennessee. Is Middle Tennessee almost better than Mizzou? And they only won by what, 4? Mizzou did.
Yeah, I mean it was 19-23. Troy put 13 on KSU, so
Mizzou, Missouri, you make it hard for me to try to pick you, dude.
it
I'm trying to
is.
go off stats
Yeah.
and stuff to make it just logical. But it's hard when you were playing a team like or Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders and you almost lose to them. And then you play Kansas State plays Troy, a better opponent, but an interception, only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I do say that Kansas State's defense is looking pretty good. They've got 20 tackles for loss. So their defense is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I will
I
say
mean, I guess
Kansas
that is
State's
against
defense.
Troy and SEMO, but their defense is looking pretty hot. So
I
mean,
I wonder if and I don't know. This
Mm.
could be a wild thing, but it may be a low scoring game.
I want to agree as well that it may be
Yeah.
low scoring. I think it's the best defense here, to be honest. I think it's the best defense who plays because feel like they both could generate yards off the ball, running and passing. Both of them can. I think. Oh man, I just who has the better defense?
Well,
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the thing. I mean, if you're looking at stats, Mizzou's only allowed 239.5 yards allowed. That's passing and rushing. On the other flop, 256.5 yards allowed to KSU. So they both of them are almost identical.
They've only allowed
yeah.
they've only allowed 1 turnover on the season, and Missouri has.
Yeah.
Missouri thrown 1 interception, but it wasn't even by Brady Cook.
No.
I don't believe Brady Cook, the starting, didn't even throw the interception. It was a backup.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think it could go either way. I think this
agree.
might be an upset. This could be an upset.
I'm gonna be dumb if I pick Mizzou and Kansas State rolls them, but I'm also gonna be dumb if I pick Kansas State and Missouri.
I'm gonna say just off the stats with the big rush defense, I'm gonna say Kansas State wins this one.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dustin.
But I
I
think
may
it's gonna
have
be
to.
a low scoring
agree as
game.
well.
Low scoring game.
I just think Kansas State. Yeah, I agree. I think Kansas State has a little bit of the better defense. I think this will be a battle of wits and a battle of defense. I think both of them can generate, like I said earlier, yards off the ball.
I think
But I'm
Kansas
gonna pick
State
Kansas
will
State.
win, but I think Missouri will put like 2 touchdowns on.
It's possible. I think it's gonna be a low scoring no matter what.
I'm gonna say 2 touchdowns by Kansas State. They'll win by up to 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And score will probably be 14-28 or something like
Yeah.
that.
And I don't know.
That's
I'm
what
gonna go 14-7.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's
Okay.
gonna get that high. I'll be surprised. Just if rushing wise. Now, like I said, it could go the other way around, and Mizzou pulls out something here. This could be an upset game. I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
I wouldn't either.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. But
Yeah.
I'll pick Kansas State by 2 touchdowns, 14-28. That's what I'll do.
I agree with Jaden.
All right, we're going on to the first 2 o'clock. Well, the only 2 o'clock game actually, and it's going to not be. No, it's going to be aired on Pac-12. I didn't even know they had a network, but I guess they do. Shouldn't it be like
Yeah.
Pac-2 by now? Because all the schools are leaving that conference.
I don't even know, man.
Anyways,
Why
it's Number 12 Utah versus Weber State. So
Let's just be honest.
I mean, it's
I
a
gotta go with Utah.
97.1% chance Utah's going to win this one.
I gotta give.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
we even need
Utah
to.
to like 55 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
I
this
will
is even
say
a
I
chance.
think Utah's quarterback is he's got an injury. So
I do
mean,
believe they have a backup.
do they?
I was watching that Baylor game against Utah and Baylor, and they were swapping. I don't think he was injured. They were swapping quarterbacks out back and forth all game. Starter to the other, just said backup, starter to the backup. I don't know why they were doing that.
They might
There's
be.
been something
Yeah.
going on, but they were swapping them out all game against Baylor.
I believe it said it's something about a knee injury. Of some
It could
sort.
have been. Maybe it wasn't bad enough for him to not play, so they were just seeing how he felt, taking him out. But he did not return eventually. I think at near the end of the Baylor game, he wasn't playing. It was the second string. So,
Hmm.
but they were swapping them out. I saw him playing, and then the second play would play for like a drive or a couple plays, and then the starter would come back in. I could be wrong, but I was watching that game a little bit,
Mhm.
and I saw that happening. So I know he didn't return, like, I think after the third or fourth quarter,
Yeah.
like, or during the fourth. So
I'm sure. I mean, that was what, like the 9th or something like that. That was last week. So yeah, that
if he was still playing a couple downs and it wasn't a bad injury, it was probably a bruised
yeah,
or
he
something. It was like a bruised
probably.
knee.
He'll probably be in. I would say. I think he'll probably be cleared by tomorrow.
Well, either way,
yeah, I'm
it's
picking
Utah.
Utah. That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
Utah by
Boat.
like 3.
I'll
3,
say
5 touchdowns.
it's going to be
5 touchdowns.
crazy. All right, next game at 2:30 on the Peacock channel or network, I guess. Number 9 Notre Dame versus C Michigan, whatever C
Yep,
Michigan is.
Central Michigan.
Central Michigan. Okay. The
Yep.
Chippewas.
Mm.
I do believe
Cody's favorite team.
that I do believe that
Notre Dame may have our time.
Notre Dame's
Chip-
gonna
them-
Yeah.
98.6% chance to win this game. They're giving
By
them
4.
34 points on this one.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah,
by 4.
I think
They
this is
ain't
going
gonna
to be a
win by
blowout.
no 4, dude. Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I actually think Central Michigan could put 10 on them, and that's it. Score touchdown,
Who
field
d-
goal. That's it.
Let's see. Who did Central Michigan lose to?
They've
I don't
lost to MSU,
Hmm.
EMU.
Michigan State.
Yeah, they lost to Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State.
They won to UNH, whoever the heck that is. New
What?
Hampshire. Yeah,
New Hampshire.
University of New Hampshire.
42-45. Whoa. Whoa.
So they almost lost that game. I don't think Notre Dame's going to have an issue with this team. It's
No,
let's
they
see
just
this.
they beat NC
Yeah.
State last week.
yeah.
Notre Dame will be fine.
I don't think they'll get anything on them. I think they're going to be a goose
Really?
egg.
2
think it's gonna be a shutout.
interceptions.
It could be a goose egg unless they put their backup in. I mean, Notre Dame's quarterbacks had 10 touchdowns already this year. He's throwing 48 for 64,
Ooh.
731 yards.
Mm.
Whew.
The dude's played
Yeah.
3 games, almost 1,000 yards.
Yeah. I want to say about 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 by Notre Dame, but I actually think Central Michigan might put at least 10 on them. I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give them 7.
Their quarterbacks had 3 interceptions and only had 280 yards. I don't think they've got a chance at all that they're going to even.
I like to give people the benefit of a doubt with that. I feel like they could get 1 in.
Yeah, if they put Notre Dame puts their third string quarterback in, maybe,
I don't know. Maybe
or
1.
third string defense.
42-10. That's what I got.
42-10. I think 42-7.
I'm gonna go. I want to say 55-0.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a
I'll hold you
blowout.
that, Dustin. I'll hold you
You
that,
think they're
Dustin.
just going to stand still, huh?
Hey, well, Miami just beat Bethune 48-7, so I wouldn't And then earlier in the year that we've seen some 50s. We've seen actually 63-7 Penn State versus Delaware.
72s.
Yes, I mean there was a 55-7 versus Oregon State and UC Davis last week. Don't get me wrong, it could happen.
I mean, it's possible.
All right,
It's
so
possible they put up like 6.
moving on to the 3:30 spot on CBS, we got the first SEC versus SEC team, Georgia versus South Carolina.
Georgia.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I'd like to. I want to
I'll never
say
forgive you, South Carolina
Carolina
fans.
has. I think they've gone downhill since last season.
they have put
Yeah,
about the same
mental-
amount of yards as Georgia has this year, though.
Yeah, but
They had a
played who?
rough loss against UNC though.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're going to win. I'm just saying they
No,
put.
I mean I'm just saying like I don't think they're gonna score much at all if they score any.
I hope they don't score a point.
Here's where I
I
disagree.
mean, they let Furman put 21 on them. That's sad.
Here's why I disagree that they won't score a point. Georgia's defense has been showing signs
I said I hope.
that they can be beat. Georgia's defense is showing the problems. I mean, they've had some struggles with some smaller schools already, just putting
This-
points on them than they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's true, but this is also going into week 3.
I
Now
mean-
we know it takes time. There's a saying that a football team in September is not a football team you'll have in November, October. You know, it won't be the same team. Now, of course, it's still September. You know, like don't get me wrong, but I feel like 3 games in, T.N. Martin scored a touchdown. They've only allowed 10 points. That's it. Georgia's only allowed 10 points, and yeah, against 2 teams who shouldn't have even scored on them. I agree. Ball State with 3 and T.N. Martin with 7. South Carolina, I think, will put some points on Georgia. I'm not saying they won't. I hope they don't because South Carolina, we're salty. I'm not gonna lie,
I
we're
think-
salty.
Oh,
Their
absolutely.
But-
offense hasn't really been doing that well though. I think
What's
that
that?
if they put any, it'll be maybe 1. If
They gonna
any.
score a touchdown, South Carolina. You think?
Yeah.
I think they could put 14 on Georgia. They have Spencer Rattler. Let's not act like Spencer Rattler is not balling out.
Somebody, yeah. He went 55 for 66 so far, 698 yards,
I mean, he's
3 touchdowns.
doing pretty decent.
I mean, he's not done horrible, you know.
No, he's not.
So
horrible.
Beck's already threw an interception this year. Went 44 for 61, 577 yards. So,
I'm picking Georgia by
oh yeah, Georgia, no problem. but-
42. No, we're gonna go 49-14 or even 49-21, and that's just being generous to South Carolina.
Mm.
But Georgia is running the game all day, and I'm picking final score 14-49 Georgia. I say it.
Okay.
It won't be a blowout, but
Mm.
or a shutout, whatever. you
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
call
having
it.
to think on this one. This one's the score wise. I'm trying to think what could it possibly in my mind be realistic.
I know South Carolina can score on them. If you think that Georgia's defense can weaken and they fall apart a bit, I think they can score. But it's their 3rd game. They're 2 games in already, going into their 3rd game of the season. I think they're
I
going to be
think-
more refined. But I
Probably
think
like a 38-7.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that's realistic.
really
Yeah.
Yeah.
not a 42-21 or 42-14.
No, I think three touchdowns and a field goal
fair enough.
sounds fair.
Fair
I
enough.
think Cody's got this one right. I think that's about fair. Yeah, I'll agree with Cody on that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we all picked Georgia, but there's a score discrepancy. That's fine. I'm going to say 42-14.
All right, so moving on, we got on 3:30 also ABC channel Alabama versus South Florida. Oh, it's South Florida all day long.
Oh no, South Florida has
Yeah.
been putting up a great fight this season. I mean, they won the Heisman last year, so I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm just kidding. Alabama blowout. They won't score a point.
Yeah, I think Alabama. I think Nick Saban's either he's like rolling back in his chair, not caring anymore. He's pissed off.
If okay, I don't know. South Florida could get a field goal. I'm just saying. I swear. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I won't talk about that yet. Alabama and South Florida. Nick Saban's old. Sorry, Nick Saban, to tell you the truth.
Nick
Sorry, I
Saban's
hate to
old.
tell you. Just in case you didn't know, you're 72, buddy. You probably got 3 more seasons in you, 3 or 4. We probably gave you a generous 5 to 6 seasons when we talked about you last time, Nick Saban.
No.
You would be dang near 80, pushing on and coaching football. I think you got about 3 or 4 years left, and the Alabama dynasty is over. And
Just
I
need
will
to go
clap,
and
and I will,
Talk to your great grandkids.
I will host a cookout when that day happens. But
Party.
Alabama, well, I don't know if I want to say shutout because it's been weird for Alabama this season. It's been weird.
It has been a
Like-
little weird.
Like I feel like out South Florida will get a fucking field goal on them, dude. I feel like
Oh,
they can score a
yeah.
field goal.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like they could do a field goal.
I
Obviously.
mean, Middle Tennessee scored on Alabama 7. You know,
Yeah.
7
wanna
points
say-
In the third too. It wasn't in the fourth. It was in the
Yeah.
third.
in the third.
I want to say like a 42-6.
Here's what
You know,
this is
I
what's
was
crazy
sorta
right
thinking the
here.
Same thing.
Here's what's crazy. The quarterbacks for both teams. I'm not even going to tell you their names, and let's see which you figure out which one's which. All right. One quarterback's thrown for 27 for 45, 449 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Okay.
That's Alabama.
Yeah.
The other quarterback's thrown for 35 yards, 35 for 68, 363 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Well, I'm gonna say the first one is Alabama because that's insane. They have 56 points on Middle Tennessee, and there's 24 on Texas. But some
They're-
of those could have been run-ins on Alabama. So obviously, Jalen Milroe did not throw a lot to score in that game.
Every
But I think
time.
the first one is Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, they're almost
Am I correct?
identical though.
I
Yeah,
agree.
you're right,
Am
but
I
they're
correct, though, the first one?
you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
they're
But
almost identical.
they're
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
identical. That's what's crazy.
That is weird. But who does South Florida play? Look, I'll look it up.
They won their last game versus FAMU,
What?
Florida A&M.
Florida
Ooh.
A&M?
Yeah,
Yeah, they got
Oh.
kind of stomped by Western Kentucky, though.
they did. Well, I'm just
I don't
saying
like
it's
their
just
colors, I hate
crazy
'em.
though. It's crazy that their stats are almost identical.
Yeah, it's weird, ain't it? Jalen Milroe has not been a good. I hate to say it to Alabama people, but he's not been a good replacement from who? Young,
Bryce
Young.
Young.
Yeah,
He's not been doing good.
No.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
They're not utilizing his run that much, man. They
well,
did a little bit.
he did run for
but-
92 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. He's had 22 carries.
during the first 2 games, but that Texas game, they pretty much kept him still. Why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they couldn't do anything.
I saw him run a little bit. Yes, I saw him run a little bit during the highlights and during the game. But dude, that's sad. But yeah, I'm picking Alabama. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, I think Alabama's going to win this game. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
I think Florida will score
Yeah.
though.
I think a field goal for South Florida and
Yeah.
Alabama may get 42
I
on them.
think, yeah,
So-
42-6.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
42 to
42-3.
And that 6 is 2 field goals.
I'll give him 7, but I'll say 42.
Wow.
Just I think it's
Okay.
a touchdown, a field goal.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Extra
Fair enough.
point, touchdown, extra point. I think that's what they'll get. I don't know if it'll be at the beginning game or at the end, but I think they'll get something.
It could be a total blowout too.
Oh
so,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely could.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 42-3.
All right,
That's what I got.
42-6.
let's see. We
Whatever.
got at the 3:30 FS1 channel, number 16 Oregon State versus San Diego State. So
Come on.
I'm pretty sure, it's Oregon State's, going to win this game. They're predicted 96% to win this game. They're giving them 24 points.
Their name is San Diego Aztecs.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Um,
Yeah, they got stopped by UCLA and
Uh,
they barely beat Idaho
bad.
State, and they barely beat Ohio.
Yeah, this is going to be a one-sided game. I think this is going to be a blowout. The stats are not
Sorry,
even
San Diego.
close.
I can't even look at the stats. Yeah, I
They're
know. I
not
didn't even
even
want to look at
close.
them.
They're total yards. They're down. They're down over
Oregon
100
State has
yards.
pretty much blown out. Well, not blown out. Well, it. What I mean by blow, I'm gonna say shutout. I guess shutout means they don't score, but this is a blowout. 42-17, 55-7. Those are blowouts, but yeah, they haven't shut out no one yet. But I think San Diego doesn't even stand a chance.
No, San Diego's allowed 428 yards. Oregon's only allowed 227.
42-7.
So, yeah, that's. I'm gonna say it's like 50 some, 55, maybe just 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I
Dang.
agree with Jaden here.
42-7. Nice.
Yeah, 42-7.
I like those odds.
All right.
Dang, those tickets are $6. UConn and Florida International. Oh no! I feel bad for those guys, man.
Oh,
$6 for a ticket to a UConn game?
That's a high school
Connecticut.
ticket. That is a high school ticket.
Connecticut, come on. I actually feel sad. Like I actually feel $5 for the Texas A&M and UL Monroe game.
That's a high school ticket. I pay
I'm
$7
sorry,
to see a
dude.
high school team.
I feel sad. That actually makes me feel sad. That's my soft side coming out. That makes me feel sad for people who are a Connecticut fan, a UConn fan. Your tickets are $6, dude. While you have Iowa and Western Michigan at $24. That's insane.
Ooh.
Anyway,
All
sorry.
right.
I just saw it and it blew my mind. Going to the next game, Dustin. Oklahoma and Tulsa, $85 tickets to this game.
At
No.
3:30 ESPN 2, by the way.
I couldn't afford that. Sorry.
How much
That game,
How much you say the tickets were for this game?
$85.
I mean, it's cheaper than what the Florida Tennessee game is. So
I don't even want to look at that.
Yeah.
90. Well, that's insane. Okay, whoa. I'm not gonna talk about that one. We'll get to it later.
let's get to this game
Let's go.
first. Let's get this game first.
Oh no, I can't believe I saw that number.
Oklahoma right now is 96% to win this game versus Tulsa. I don't. I mean,
Oklahoma's gonna blow them up.
this is going to
I
be a
think the last
blowout.
time beat 'em in the last time Tulsa defeated Oklahoma was 1996.
Hey, this could be their year, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't laugh. That was the same way with us back in Alabama. So last year. So don't laugh. That could happen.
Hey. I can laugh because we finally beat him.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it could happen here, and not that it's going to, but it could, I guess.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We play them in Tuscaloosa this year, so
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, but for this game, Oklahoma is going to
42-7.
Yeah,
Again.
that's fine. I'll take that.
Oklahoma.
Cody's
gonna go for Tulsa.
I'm gonna go for like 52-7.
I mean, that's fair
Hey,
too.
okay, that's good.
That's fair too. All right, moving on. ESPN channel 330. Also, North Carolina versus Minnesota. Number 20 North Carolina. We got both 2-0 teams. This North Carolina is only supposed to win by 72.9%.
Wow.
So
they're named the Golden Gophers. Huh.
I will say,
surrendered just 16 points to Nebraska and East Michigan.
Yeah.
They have not played well against Nebraska. And they beat Eastern Michigan only with 25 points. Minnesota?
Yeah.
What's going on?
They've only allowed 223 yards. North Carolina's allowed 422 yards. So over 200 more yards than Minnesota does.
But who did
But
North Carolina play?
North Carolina's played Appy State, which I told everybody that they were. I mean, Jaden knew
That-
this too.
I was agreed, man. I
that
agreed.
that's a tough team. Although they're not ranked, that is a tough team.
Double overtime.
And
North
then
Carolina
they played
did come
South
out on
Carolina.
top.
So
And North Carolina,
Ah,
yeah, North Carolina had a rough start. South Carolina off the rip. Appalachian State off the rip.
yeah,
Minnesota now.
no.
Looking at Minnesota, I think they're struggling, man. I mean, let's look at the stats, I guess, for Eastern Michigan game from Minnesota. Wow. 10 for 15, 117 yards, one interception. Rushing game was pretty good. 33 carries for 193 yards and a touchdown.
yeah,
So they're a run heavy team
yeah.
as of now.
Mm.
They had 413 total yards, 117 passing yards, 296 rushing yards, and they average around around 6 yards a play. They had 2 turnovers, a fumble, and a touchdown, and 39 minutes. Almost said hours. Good God, 39
Of
minutes
course, I
of
think
time of possession.
Nebraska was
Look, Nebraska
awful
sucks.
against them. They threw 3 interceptions. Wow.
I think North Carolina beats Minnesota. Just looking at the stats here.
Oh, it's. I don't
Um,
think this is. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think-
as close as what they're saying it's going to be.
I think 35, maybe 7, 35-14, I guess.
That's fair.
You know,
That's fair.
that's what I think.
I've
I've been around
I wanna
42
go-
range
I wanna-
all night.
I don't know. I think 21-3.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
I don't want to give them too
Well,
much of a.
I will say
Too
Minnesota
much.
is a running team. North Carolina has a good rush defense. I don't think Minnesota is going to be able to do anything with them as far as trying to really move the ball that much. So I agree with Jaden on this one. I'll go with him on this one. Yeah.
Like 35-7, I think I said. 35-7.
I'm okay.
35-14.
I'll say 28-3.
Okay.
28-3.
That's better.
Yeah, I say it's fair.
Yeah, North Carolina wins this game.
All right, moving on. Next 3:30 game on the ACC network, we have Duke and Northwestern. It's another 73%er
I'm
game.
still.
I mean,
I want to keep riding that Duke train out. I like seeing them succeed.
well, I believe Duke wins this game.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well,
I like-
but
Yeah.
Northwestern. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is gonna be 20. I want 28-3.
I'll do you one better. 35-3.
Northwestern.
35-3.
I'll do you one better. 35-3 Duke. That's what I'll go.
Minnesota. 30-31 from Minnesota. I wanted to give Northwestern a little bit.
I'll go.
leeway,
Let's
but
see.
I think it'll be. I want to say like a 35-6. I want to give them.
Yeah, I think 30.
Not a touchdown.
I'm gonna change
two
it.
field goals.
35 to 3. I'm on 35-3.
Really?
35
Okay, you're
is-
with me
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
35-3. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to do like their statistics in my head and just and how many rush yards and stuff allowed and passing yards. Yeah, I think it's good. All right. Moving on. We talked about the Iowa game already.
The next ranked, I think, is Ohio State and Western Kentucky.
Kentucky at 6:00 on the Fox channel.
Is it 6?
Uh,
Did they change it? 'Cause it
no,
says
it's at
4
4.
right here.
It's
Yep.
at 4.
Okay.
Or 4.
I said or I'm sorry. Military time 1600, 4:00.
Oh, you saw probably the 6.
yeah. My eyes are getting a little blurry right now. So 4:00 on the Fox, Ohio State versus West Kentucky.
You know what, man?
97.1% chance for
Oh.
Ohio to win.
Oh, Ohio State wins, but I think Western Kentucky gets a score. I don't know. They've been weird, dude. Like they've been having some low scoring games on some people. Ohio State. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. The only benefit of the doubt I will give Ohio State is their Indiana game because I mean they only won 23-3 and Indiana is known to somehow put up excuse me, known to put up a fight against these these Big Ten teams. I mean, Indiana gave Michigan the hardest game last season, harder than the Ohio State Michigan game. India gave Ohio State this year a hard game, 23-3. Yeah, even though Ohio State still won. I'm saying Ohio State probably what? 35-7. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. I think they'll probably a repeat of Youngstown. Somehow Youngstown scored on them. I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's the problem right there. They've had some teams that should not have scored. To be in that sixth slot,
yeah, I
you're
know what you
getting
mean.
Youngstown to score on you from the get go. That's not good. I mean, I would say I think the more true statement to this game, just looking off of what, um, just looking off the last couple of games and stuff.
Wow. Sorry, that was
Wow,
loud. I'm
that
watching
was
the
really
highlights.
loud. Whoo.
I apologize. I am watching the highlights, and Youngstown literally bodied them the first drive.
I'm telling you. So I'm thinking it's going to be something to the fact of it may be like a 23-14.
You know, Dustin, I think you might be right, actually.
I don't. I think this is the first
I'm
team
going
in
to
the
drop it
top
down.
10 that
I'm going to say 28-14.
Ohio State is overrated. I will say it.
Yeah, the media,
Yeah.
for a lack of better words, sucks them off. Literally.
This is
Oh.
a overrated team that should not be in the top 10. If you're pulling stats like 23-3 and 35-7 versus teams that you should not be doing against, then you need to fix what you're doing ASAP, and you're just not. Youngstown came out and bloodied your nose off the get go. Yeah, you put 35 points on them. That's 35 points versus a college or community college. I mean, come on. We were joking that Youngstown only had like 3 fans. I mean,
4 fans.
yeah,
I mean, an absolute bomb on this play, 25 seconds in on this highlight reel.
yeah. It
A
was
bomb from Youngstown, and then a quarterback run, a quarterback keep to the left side. Yeah, 28-14.
yeah.
We sound crazy saying that, but no,
I think Ohio is the most overrated team in the top 10
they are.
right now. And they may get their nose bloodied a little bit by a no-ranked Western Kentucky. And if they do, I won't be surprised. Now, they prove me wrong. Come out and demolish them, but you haven't done that yet this year.
They've underperformed a lot.
Yeah, big time.
I will say they did outbest them, Youngstown, because I saw they scored a 7, but
Yeah, like I said, they put 35 points on them, but that's only 35 points.
yeah, 28-14.
So, what do you
Good
say?
luck, Western Kentucky.
What do you say there, Cody?
I want to say 28-14 is pretty plausible. I want to say maybe 31-14.
Okay. I mean, that's
Fair enough.
I think
I want to. I I just think. I mean, obviously, Ohio State is a little bit overrated as it seems, but I mean, there's a reason
Tennessee
that they're
beats
still
Ohio
kind
State.
of in the top 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
I don't know if we
But
don't
I
get
mean,
Joe
I'm not
Milton
gonna
sorted
just. They're
out,
not
maybe
gonna.
not.
we'll get to that
I
here in a
don't
couple
think
of games.
that Western Kentucky is gonna dog on them.
No, no way.
I
They
want to
dog
say. I
'em.
want to say like a. I
Ow!
want to say like a 31-14.
I think they're going to bloody their nose a little bit, though.
Yeah, like Austin P did to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the 5 o'clock spot, and that's on the Peacock channel. Number 8, Washington versus Michigan State. Both 2-0 teams. Washington's only predicted to win by 66%. Going
Really?
16.5 points. And I don't know if
So
it's going to be that close, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be, well, yeah. I don't think so.
Is it Michigan State that they're the one with the suspended head coach, aren't they?
no,
No, that's Michigan.
Michigan is going through some. They don't have their offensive coordinator, I think, and their head coach. They don't have either of them.
Yeah.
They were in some recruiting dispute. I don't know what they got going on in Michigan. I think they're cheating. But they got suspended for recruiting violations.
So,
Not fired.
no,
suspended.
just for like 2 or 3 games or something like that. I think Washington's got this one easily.
agree.
I don't think this one's going to be that big of a
Michigan State has only played Central Michigan and Richmond.
and yeah, they did blow them out,
They did.
but they're
So
not.
the
Those are
stats.
not really big teams.
No, they're not.
And you put Washington up against Tulsa and Boise, and it's been a lot bigger. You know, it's been big points there they put on them. So I think this one's
I'm saying Washington 35-14.
That's not bad. I'm gonna go 43-14.
38-14. 38-14.
All right, so we all got Washington winning. I have 35-14. Dustin has what, 33?
43.
43.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
It's possible. Don't you worry about it.
Well, I'm trying to think of like how I'm sure it can be, but I'm trying to math that out. Like what happened that they only got 40? How did they get to 40? Unless they went for 2. But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah,
that.
they would have to go for 2.
Field goals.
Yeah, they would have had to
3
go for
touchdowns.
2.
That's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Let's see. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
That's
touchdowns.
5 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they would have to go for 2
Yeah.
point for 43.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I think they'll do it.
43-14.
I think they'll do it too.
Cody is going 33-14. Right?
35. 35. 35.
Okay,
35,
so
14.
me and you are on the same page for 35-14.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, moving on
agree.
to the next 5 o'clock spot. We have Washington State versus
Washington State.
Yeah, this one's going to be it's going to be another
I think
blowout.
Washington State blows Northern Monkeyado out of the water.
I mean, they're 0-2 right now. I mean, come on. I mean, this is going to be a cupcake game. It's going to be
72-14.
I mean, you're probably looking.
I think it might.
You're looking probably easily 50-3 maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking 49-3 is what I was thinking, to be honest. Maybe
Yeah,
52-3.
52-3 probably be what would be about best. So
I want to say like a I want to give him a touchdown. So like a 56-7.
okay, fair enough. All right, next 5 o'clock spot we got UCLA versus NC Central.
UCLA all the way.
Yeah, this is going to be another
Blowout, actually, I think.
Uh,
I actually think it's going to be a blowout.
I think I'll give North Carolina, or is this North Carolina Central. I'll give them
I'll give them a field goal.
I'll give
them a touchdown. I'll give them 7.
I'll give them a field goal with UCLA with a nice 42.
You about to say 92?
42. No, I was thinking about 35 or 42. Is almost there 42.
Yeah, I think
42-3.
48-10.
48-7.
You guys are being too generous right now.
I said 7. I'm not giving 10. I'll give them 7.
48-10.
All right, then I think this will be probably the game of the week, only because this might be the closest matchup of the week. The matchup predictors got
the most scariest match of the week.
Yeah, this is the closest matchup
Yeah.
predictor we've seen so far, and it's got Tennessee 54, Florida 45. This is the closest matchup we've seen so far this week. Um, and the most nerve-wracking game that Tennessee's probably got so far, and there's a lot of reasons for that. We've discussed some of those in the last episode that we did.
We won't try to be a broken record. But
Yeah. Right now, the total yards are about dead even. The yards allowed are a little bit more on the Tennessee side. We've allowed more yards than Florida has.
we are leading the nation in sacks and tackle for losses, though.
That's true.
So that's something.
But it has been
We are
quite
leading
some
the nation in
time
those.
that we went down to the swamp and beat them.
Yeah, and beat them. It's
Florida-
been 20 years.
Florida they have a running offense, don't they? I think.
They tried against Utah, yeah. That's also what you can be said about
And
Tennessee. Everyone else
we-
has said we're a running team right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of have to be
Yeah.
under the circumstances.
This is the closest spread because I think some people said by 5 is what we're winning by, right? We're only by the spreadsheet by like 5, 6.5 or
6.
something, right? Or something like that.
It's
Okay. That's what it was. It was something like that.
yeah, 6.
I will say this is the make or break game for Bill Napier. They will fire him after this game.
This
if
is
he does
also
not
for
win the
me
Tennessee
the make
game.
or break game for Milton.
Because if this game is not only for bragging rights for Florida and for Tennessee, but if Florida does not win this game, Bill Napier, the coach for Florida, will be gone. He will not be the Florida coach no more. There's been talks about it. This game is the make or break for Bill Napier. If he doesn't win and they keep him, good. You've solidified your spot, I guess. But they're on edge. That's all I gotta say.
He's on
They're
rocky
not-
terms.
They don't like I'm trying to give Bill Napier the benefit of the doubt. He's given a weak hand. He's been a lot to deal with, but he has to turn something around. They came off a good win from McNeese, but it's McNeese. They beat a. It's like bullying a kid at this point.
Yeah.
Like you bullied a kid to get your frustrations out because you were dealing with some stuff at home. Like that's kind of how I feel like Florida is right now. Like they're going on. They have some stuff going on at their home with their parents, and they had to go take their anger out on a little child, and that was McNeese. That's what I think they did. And everyone's like, "That's a good win from Florida." Well, yeah, they won the game. So yeah, I would hope it's a good win. But if Tennessee can play the immaculate defense we've been playing all year, Florida will have a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm nervous.
Now, Cody was talking about earlier. He's tell everybody what you had said to us earlier in the chat about this game. So you'd been watching some reviews, right?
Yeah. I've been looking into some reviews and stuff like that, and pretty much what a lot of the Florida fans or a lot of the Florida advocates for like the 24K sports or 24 sports, whatever, 24/7 sports.
Yeah.
One of them said that he thinks that unless we can strengthen our passing game, they just
Talking
say
about
that
Josh
Joe
Pate.
Milton sucks. I think that's who.
Did
it
you
might have
watch
been.
Josh Pate talk about how we're a running team right now?
Yes. I watched Josh
The
Pete
p-
or
sort of
Pate, whatever.
Pate, yeah, is sort of bald dude, like more of a buzz cut,
Yeah,
thin
yeah,
haired
yeah.
on the top.
Yeah. He said Joe Milton sucks.
Yeah, he
We're
thinks
gonna
Florida
watch
beats
him
us.
suck, and then he's gonna say that Tennessee is just gonna become a running team. So I mean, the way we've seen Joe Milton these last couple of games, I mean, can you say he's wrong?
He's not wrong, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
Everybody sees
Can
it
you
right
say
now.
he's wrong?
Everybody sees that
Absolutely.
Joe Milton is
Anybody who has looked
underperforming.
at these teams, anybody who's looked at these games can obviously see that our aerial offense has been so bad that we've just had to start running.
It's sort of been mainly Joe Milton, but also the receivers. What are you doing?
The receivers,
so there's some
yes,
catches
yes.
have been catchable, and they just haven't caught them for no reason.
Absolutely.
And
I
hope
watched
I
an interview
think-
with Brew McCoy, and he said he's not smashing or bashing on Joe Milton, but I was watching an interview to talk about Brew McCoy, and he's a wide for Tennessee. He went to USC and Texas, so he's a refined receiver. He knows what he's doing, and came to Tennessee, and he found his home. and they were talking about practice, and they were like, "We all know Joe Milton can throw the ball. So what's it like in practice?" It's like, "Well, we've been down and down a bit, but it's almost like breaking your fingers trying to catch that ball."
Yeah.
And I
Eh,
was like, he was like, he said something else about it's still up to us to catch it. And he was like, Joe Milton has a talent to getting, he was like, I think he said along the lines, you know, people see him throwing it fast because he's underestimating his powers. Like, I don't think that's what it is. I think he has a talent to getting there very quickly, which is good, but it's like breaking your fingers power. So he's like, we are receivers are just trying to they're trying to dial Joe Milton down from that a bit, but they're trying to get the receivers to dial it up a bit to try to catch that,
I mean,
but
how are you
also
supposed to
catch on the
catch
level of
something
Joe
like
Milton.
that? That's crazy. He's
No.
overthrow. I mean, he's just overpowering his throws, and that's causing some issues there. And
It is, and they said it can be troublesome, but I mean, I sort of have to agree with one thing Bruce said, that it's sort of a talent because he can get into a tight spot very quick. Like you see something, boom, it's there. But if it's too hard to catch, dude, it's like
can't do anything
that
about
talent's
it.
not
Yeah,
worth anything.
that's what I'm
Well, I mean, when
saying.
you've only got to throw short passes so that the receivers can catch it with their
I
chest
feel like
plate,
I feel like
pretty
Joe
much.
Milton. Let's say this. Play devil's advocate here. Joe Milton bad on short game. If he was accurate on the deep ball, I feel like he'd be deadly. I think
Oh,
we can all agree
absolutely.
there. He
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
deadly
Yeah.
because his arm is insane. But when it comes to those short passes, man, it's just too quick. It's too inaccurate. It's behind the receiver, under, over the receiver. You can't even throw it. You can't even lead your receiver on a simple slant and throw it in front of him to make. Because sometimes as a quarterback, you have to lead your receiver and throw the ball, and the receiver has to reach out and catch it. Now that sounds crazy, like, well, they have to reach out and catch it, like they have to like dive for it. Well, that's the
No.
receiver's play. The
Yeah, but
quarterback is leading him to that spot. The receiver has to make play on that ball, but he can. Joe Milton's not been able to do that for some reason. He's not leading the receiver correctly. He's not getting the ball at a precise spot where it can be catchable and that the wide receiver can make a play. Now, again, there has been times where the receivers had a good ball, and they just didn't catch it.
yeah, I mean that
Why? I
does
don't know.
happen. Yeah, but here's my
You're
thing:
gonna get hit anyway. Might as well catch the ball
if he's not performing in this game, take him out. Put
and
Nico
have
in.
Nico play
Worst we can do is lose a game that we're going to already
because we're
lose with a quarterback
lose
that
anyway. Yeah.
cannot throw the ball. Let's see what he can do
Yeah.
against a team that he's going to be playing against next year. I mean, let's go ahead and see. Let's put him in there. I mean, what's the worst could happen? That's what we did with Hooker. We
I
had put him in a game, and
I
he performed to way above our expectations.
I think honestly we're gonna have to get somebody who can throw, because if we put this game on Jabari Small's shoulders, then
Or
by the
Jalen
time
Wright
he gets to
shoulders.
the or Jalen Wright, yeah,
All
um,
three of them.
it all three of them really.
Dylan
But by the
Sampson.
time we get into the red zone, we're gonna falter because they're gonna be so tired that they can't push any harder.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, it's going to be they're
You're
going
gonna
to
have to
wear him
run a
out.
stick
Exactly.
or something.
And we already know Florida's got a pretty good rushing defense, so this is not going to be great for us to be relying on the run game. We have to go to the passing game.
We have to have an aerial, man.
So I don't.
I agree. It's
Even
gonna
if
be a
it's not
close
lobs.
game. I'm not trying to be biased here. Like, I can honestly see it going to Florida at this point. I can see it going to Tennessee. I just believe it's who has the best defense in this game. Can Florida generate points off the ball? Yeah, I'm sure they can, but can they do it consecutively and consistently against Tennessee's defense so far? I don't know. And we're in the swamp, so I mean, 88,000 people, 88,000 people in the swamp.
Yeah,
Gonna be sort of hard to hear. It's a rivalry game. You know, it's a tough opponent on the road, regardless if they lost to it's just Utah team. Well, we all know it's not just
it's
Utah
not just
anymore.
Utah. Yeah,
It's Utah can be something. Will they go all the way? No, but I'm just saying I don't I don't want to be biased and say, well, I have to pick Tennessee. They're my team. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I don't want to pick Florida because they're the rival and it's hate week for Florida. But at this point,
Gator Hater Week.
yeah, Gator Hater week. It's just at this point, it's like I'm having a hard time picking either of them. because I can see it going either way. I don't want to pick Florida because of their opposing team, but I want to pick Florida in a sense because I think they could actually beat us. And I want to pick Tennessee because I think we could beat Florida, but I don't want to pick Tennessee because we suck on offense.
Yeah, and that's the problem I'm facing with it also. Here's my outcomes. I think it's going to be if and this is a big if. This week they got into practice. They run the dog crap out of the receivers, threw a billion balls to them with a pitching machine or something where they have to catch it. Maybe then they'll be able to catch the ball that's thrown Mach 5 at their
Mach 1.
faces. You know, and if Joe Milton somehow, and this is a big somehow because we've not seen him prove himself in any of the games he's played. Yeah, he had a good game against, in our bowl game
The
last
only good game
year.
I've seen him play, dude.
That was the only one he's ever played
Perfect
that
game.
was good. So to me right now, that was a fluke.
He could have been. You're right.
So if he somehow fixed his momental issues that he has, and there's a lot, there's quite a few problems he's got, then we'll probably win 14-7.
That's awful. It was a low-scoring game last year.
Yeah.
And a year before that, I think. We didn't beat them the year before. Last.
So,
because it was in the swamp.
but, or if they can put Nico in and he does something better, then maybe we'll get, I don't know, 28-7. I don't know.
This whole game stems on quarterback problems for Tennessee and defense problem against Florida. Like, can Florida get points on our defense? I'm sure they can. A couple drives. I'm not doubting that. A field goal, touchdown, or whatever. Can they carve our defense up? I don't know. I think our defense is pretty solid. I'm very happy and impressed with the defense so far. That leads me to believe that after seeing what Alabama has been through, and that sounds no, I can't say
You
that
say
because of our
Alabama.
offense. I was gonna say Alabama. I think we could have a chance beating them, but if we don't get this offense thing sorted out, then we don't have a chance in hell in beating anyone else.
No, we got to fix this now. This has got to be fixed.
I don't know who to pick,
now.
man, and we have to pick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let one of you guys go first. I'm sorry, you guys have to make it up. I don't know. I can't be biased. I can't. We just can't. We love this team. We love Tennessee, but I do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I can't, and a part of me is going to die if I pick the opposing team. Do we have to look at stats? Is that going to be the make or break?
Well, the problem
guys?
is Florida's defense got better stats than we do. Our offense only has like 20 yards on them. That's the
Yeah,
the
we
thing.
only lead in like individual categories. Like we lead the nation in tackle for losses and sacks. That's it.
31-14.
Tennessee or Florida?
Tennessee.
What? Really?
Think we're gonna
Yeah.
put that many points against them?
If you're putting a lot of
okay.
hope on the quarterback position, is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna say what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the first half off, right? And we're gonna put our starters in. We're gonna be at their field, so we're gonna get the ball first. I want to
Well,
say
not necessarily.
I want to say we will probably, and I'm gonna say in
It's
the
a coin
first
flip.
quarter we're gonna get 3 and probably a touchdown. I think if we get this touchdown, it'll probably set the pace. And I only say that we're going to get a touchdown only because I feel like the running game will probably make up for what we don't do in passing. But I also believe that Joe Milton last game showed that he can run as well when he got into the red zone. So I want to say that he's probably going to be practicing with that as well. And so that's why I'm going to say at least 10, maybe 17 within the first half. And then thereabouts probably in the second half as well. And I like I said, I want to give Florida 14 because I know that they're no pushover. They are no pushover. And our defense is pretty good. So I want to say that they're probably going to get at least 14 just not necessarily from running. I don't know what they're like passing. I haven't looked at them passing.
They're better at it
But
than passing than we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I want to say anything is better than our passing. So I want
But
I
I
want to
believe in
say
our
that
defense.
I want to say they're at least going to make 14, maybe 17.
You know what I think? I think it's going to be 28-21. I think it's going to be pretty close the entire game. And the second half is going to be the deciding factor. I believe that it will be a back and forth, or one team will dominate the first half, and then the second half is going to be another turn up situation where they turn it up and it's going to be close. I'm thinking 28-21, undecided. Yeah, I said undecided. I don't even have
No,
a pick.
you gotta pick.
I can't.
You gotta
I can't.
pick.
It
You
goes either
have-
way.
I know.
It goes either way.
I know, but you have to pick.
28-21 Florida. I said it.
All
I
right.
hate to do it. I said it.
Okay.
I'm dead inside.
I know. And here's why I might. Okay.
And I want us to win, please.
Florida's
Please.
going to come. Florida's going to come and realize they can't run against us. Our running defense
True.
is on par
True.
with their running defense.
True.
We can't run against them. They lead right now rushing yards allowed against us. 75 yards is all they've allowed. We've allowed 87. Now, passing yards, they're going to realize, well, we'll just pass on them. We've allowed 183 yards. They've only allowed 115. So they've got more passing yards already than we will be able to. If we can't do anything against their passing, or if we can't do defense against their passing, then we are in trouble because we already know our offense is hurting right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to say that I'm going to give hope in our coach that does the right thing, and he realizes after the first quarter of Milton's screw ups that he will do, he'll put Nico in, and we'll win 14-7. No, I'm gonna say it's tight. I'm gonna say it's 14-13. I think Florida will miss a field goal.
See, now here I'm on the fence. I've already said Florida 28-21, but I think it may be 28-21 Tennessee because of our defense. I really believe in our defense. That's the whole thing I'm stemming on this game is the defense.
Yeah, but
if we can even get any lucky, I get the stats, but they played McNeese. That's all I'm saying. They played against McNeese.
That's true.
McNeese one
That's
week.
true.
That's all I'm saying.
But we
I
played
get their
against Austin
stats.
P, and we couldn't do anything with them.
You're right. You're right. It was 33 whatever. I understand. Or whatever the
30
score was. I get
30-13.
it. I get it. I agree. I get it. It was Austin P. I just hope that was a fluke game. We just didn't play our best game. I just hope it was like a plateau game for some reason, I would much rather hit that early than hit that during the Florida game.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna. Virginia game was weird. We agree that wasn't an underperformance. Austin P was an underperformance. So there's so far out of the two games, there's a 100% chance going into the Florida game it's an underperformance.
Oh, yeah.
That's how logically, statistically true. Out of the two games we've played, we're going into the Florida game with a 100% chance as of now to underperform. That's statistically true, mathematically, actually.
We don't know what the practice was like this week either.
We don't know. And it could be totally refined and different, and we could go out there and play the best game we've ever played this week.
Coach could be already expecting us to not be able to do what we have been doing. He could change it up. He's got a good mind for offense. I think he'll hopefully give us
a good backup plan.
Yeah, he may have a good backup plan if he already sees things going sideways, and I hope that's the case.
I don't know what to do, guys. I don't want to switch up and be a loser and pick Tennessee, even though it's my team. But
I don't think your bets. I don't think your pick is necessarily wrong. To be honest with you,
I don't agree. I mean, I agree, and I'm not saying it is either. It's just
especially if we
I
don't
believe we
if
can
we
do
don't
it.
change anything up. If we continue to do what we've been doing, Florida's going to win this game. So that's a safe pick. It's a very safe
I'm
pick.
just gonna go. I'm
Let's
gonna play devil's advocate and go with my original pick, and I will be okay losing this pick if we win because
Oh,
obviously
absolutely,
I want to win
right?
the game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick the safe pick and want to be wrong. That's what I'm gonna do. I just don't believe. I just hope. I have faith in our coach. I have faith in some of the players. I just, if I don't know, I feel like Joe Milton will make too many mistakes, and it will be
Milton,
too late.
there's a reason why he's not in Michigan anymore.
What if he throws
That's all
too
I'm
many
saying.
picks?
Yeah,
What if he throws too many? What if he throws picks and
that's a
it's over?
possibility.
Those turnovers over. What if we fumble running the ball? Then what? Then
Possibility.
what happens now? You know, I'm gonna go with my safe pick, and I'm pissed off about it. Moving on, I'm mad. 28-21.
All right.
I'm pissed.
Whew, okay, so let's get on to the 7:30 game on the BTN. Oh, by the way, that last game will be on the ESPN network at
I'll be able
7.
to watch that too.
So the next game is 7:30 on the 7:30 BTN.
BTN. Yeah.
Michigan versus Bowling Green.
Come
Well,
on.
you think this is going to be a close game?
No.
Now Michigan has had
don't.
their issues, but they've also been missing some coaches. So, but I don't.
They've
think
also put their backups in earlier than most teams.
that is true.
so
Also, Michigan's got this one easily.
I think they have a smart game plan going forward this season.
Yeah, I do too.
That's why I think they almost have a chance at the title due to the fact that they're getting their backups experience right now. They're
Yep.
building depth just by not recruiting anyone with depth. Like they have good depth recruiting anyway, but for the people who lack the experience, they're building that depth while playing the game,
Yeah,
which is weird. But yeah, Michigan
I'm
wins, of course.
I'm gonna say 35-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Their games have been around there. I'm thinking, why not stick with the average 35-3 as well? I'm thinking the same. Thinking the same. What about it, Seabach?
35. What did you say? 35 what?
3.
3.
35.
Me and Dustin 35-3. He read my mind.
35-6.
You with the double field goals tonight. What's going on?
I'm just thinking, man. Just this.
Hey, that's
You
your
know-
pick. That's your pick. I'm not clowning. I'm just saying you've
It
never
could
picked
be.
double field goals.
38-6.
It could be a touchdown, just no field goal.
Touchdown, no
True.
field goal. Yeah.
True.
All right.
I respect it. I respect it.
Another 7:30 game on the SEC network. Ole Miss versus Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
I don't know, man.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I actually don't know about this game.
there's some actually issues going on in Ole Miss right now. And I don't know if you heard about this or not, but Kiffin's getting some. I'm
I
pretty
hate
sure
Kiffin.
he's getting some trouble right now. He's got a lawsuit against him right now. Yeah, there's
What about
one of the
assault and battery?
No, one of the players, I can't remember what his name, but has filed a lawsuit against him and the school. Apparently, the player was needing to take a mental break or something. Like there was some kind of like mental episode he was
Yeah.
having to go through or something, and he needed a break, and they basically told him to either play or quit.
He was going through a daily stress life thing, like
Yeah.
the stresses of life was getting to him, I guess.
I guess, and now he's got a
And they
lawsuit.
told him to quit or play.
I think that's what if I'm not mistaken, that's what I was told today. That's what's going on with him, with that whole situation. And I'm gonna look it up real quick. Y'all take this over on the stats and stuff, and I'm gonna look this up. But I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
Well, I will
Hmm.
say, in both last games, the yards are sort of identical in terms of passing.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, Haynes King's quarterback, 21-29 pass rating or completion, 290 yards for 4 touchdowns. Pretty good.
Of course,
Jackson Dart.
Ole
Go
Miss
ahead.
just said go 73-7. Mercer.
Well, that's Mercer. So
Yeah, but still, 7-3.
I mean, they beat Tulane by 17. Jackson Dart, 17-27. Ole Miss quarterback, 267 yards, two touchdowns, but an interception. Georgia Tech, 9 carries for 113 yards. That's good, and 1 touchdown. Quinshawn Judkins, okay, 18 carries, 48 yards, and a touchdown for Ole Miss. Receiving yards for Georgia Tech, 3 receptions, 69 yards. Nice. 1 touchdown last week.
524 passing yards.
And
God.
Dayton Wade, 7 receptions, 106 yards with no touchdowns. Ole Miss. We're going for the team stats. It seems. Georgia Tech dominated the entire ball against South Carolina State, while Ole Miss and Tulane shared. They were pretty matched. Tulane beating them on rushing. Yeah, everything seemed pretty equal.
It's pretty.
Ole Miss had more penalties, less time of possession. Georgia Tech also had less time of possession, but they also scored 48 points. How much of that was on defense? I don't know. It could have been a pick 6 in this game. I'm not sure. I don't know. This is close. But Georgia Tech's also only played Louisville and lost by 5. I believe this will be a close, low-scoring game.
All right, so I got the thing here. So in a filing, Rollins is the I guess the claimant, and
Yeah.
said that Kiffin kicked him off the team in March and levies the following allegation: racial discrimination on part of Kiffin and Ole Miss, discrimination on the basis of disability or perceived disability on the part of Kiffin and Ole Miss, sexual discrimination on the part of Ole Miss, international affliction of emotional distress on the part of Kiffin, negligence and gross negligence on the part of Kiffin and Ole Miss. So apparently, Rollins' mom had called to see if they would check on him on his mental health, and that he was in I guess, in a bad place or something. And
Mentally,
yeah, mentally. And he went and seen, I guess, a counselor. I guess Kiffin reached out to him, said they wanted to meet with him, and he said he wasn't in a good spot to meet with anybody right now other than, I guess, his therapist or whatever. And his claim is that Kiffin basically berated him and belittled him and kicked him off the team.
Interesting.
Kiffin denies the claims and says that he's still part of the team and everything else, but that's apparently what the whole thing's about. But so there's some little bit of drama going on down there in Ole Miss right now.
There's some turmoil.
And we don't like Lane Kiffin anyway, so
hey, I mean,
throw a mustard bottle at him and a golf ball.
Oh man,
as far as this game goes, 20.
I think it's a low scoring game.
21-14 maybe. Ole Miss.
I hope Ole Miss loses, but I have to agree. Maybe Ole Miss.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dustin?
21-14.
14-7.
Okay.
I was going to say 21-14 as well, and then you said it. I mean, I could have agreed with you because that was my original thing, too.
Yeah, you just don't agree with me? Is that what it is? You just don't agree
No,
with
it's not that. It's just...
It's because...
Fine, 21-14.
I know, it's because I'm bearded.
28-17.
I'm bearded. That's what it is. You're discriminating because I'm bearded. You didn't want to...
Yeah, that's it.
I'm suing you for your discrimination against my beard.
Cody's not wanting to agree with us, so what do you think?
I know, that's true.
I don't agree with either one of you.
It's because I'm
you
bearded.
You guys are both dumb.
No. This comes
still
right
waiting
out.
on that apology for the Texas Tech game.
I'm still waiting on an apology for a lot of things, but we ain't getting that either. All right.
You're right.
You're right. Moving on. 8 o'clock spot. LHN. I don't know what LHN is, but
I
that's the
have no
network.
idea either.
Texas versus Wyoming.
I don't know
So
Wyoming, man.
Texas just got done putting the hurt
Oh yeah, they're
on
feeling good. They're feeling good.
Alabama. They're feeling great about that win. I think they're just going to continue to show themselves off, and I think they're going to put a hurt on a team that
35-7.
hasn't played anybody and went into overtime or 2 overtimes versus what is this? Texas Tech. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be I want to say it's easily a 55-7.
Whoa.
55-7 game.
I've been bouncing back and forth, man. 42-7, 35-7. I'll give him one more touchdown. 42-7, Texas. That's my pick.
All right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
What, 42-7?
Yeah.
55. God, okay.
Hey.
I don't think a 55.
All right.
I don't.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to another 8 o'clock spot on the Pac 4 channel, not the 12 anymore. I'm still going to call them lower
It's
than
seriously
numbers.
Pac-12, but it's Pac-4 in reality.
I think it's maybe 8 actually, but
Pac something.
it's lower
They
than
should
12
just
now.
demolish the conference.
Yeah, they really
abolish it at
should.
this point. Force Oregon to join like the Big Ten or something. I don't know. That wouldn't even make sense. The mid, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Oregon versus Hawaii on the Pac-12 network.
Oregon.
It's Oregon. I don't think they're going to have a trouble
Oregon.
with this one.
Double overtime with Texas Tech. Thank you, Texas Tech, for putting a hurting on Oregon.
Yeah.
You proved me right. Oregon still haven't got my apology, Texas Tech. I know it's crazy. Probably never get it, but he won't admit it, and I think it's kind of shallow. So, hey, I don't know nothing about him. I guess I don't know nothing about Texas Tech, but hey, Oregon. I think I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, I don't actually know about this game.
I'm going to say.
Do you think it's high game?
Well,
for Oregon,
their first game they went 81-7. So
true.
Their second game they did struggle versus Texas Tech.
Now, Texas Tech.
Vanderbilt beat Hawaii last year. Not last year. This year. And Vanderbilt struggled, so I don't know.
I'm gonna say 49-3.
I'll give them
Oregon.
the benefit of the doubt and give them a touchdown, but that's all they're going to get. I'll say 49-7.
48-10.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the last and final game at 10 o'clock, ESPN
also,
channel.
I would like to point out this is $179 a ticket.
Well, I mean, they've got
That's
the hype.
insane.
They've got the hype. So
I know, but this is also an interstate rival, so it sort of makes sense.
Everybody's talking about
$179.
Everybody's talking about Colorado, and I mean, Colorado State.
That's crazy.
Also, Pittsburgh and West Virginia is $150.
That's crazy.
Anyway, sorry. That 179 is outrageous. I'm sorry.
It is, but I mean,
I'll have to watch this game. I'll have to watch it.
Was it Austin Peay, Tennessee? The tickets were like $300 some.
What?
Yeah, they were outrageous. So
why were they that much?
I guess they were expecting a blowout to astronomical. I don't know. It was crazy. It was really expensive. It was either that or it was the Virginia
Wouldn't those
game.
games be cheaper anyway?
You would think.
And the more intensive conference games be more?
The more that we win, it's going to be higher and higher. And the more that we get seen.
They should lower the prices down to 2 cents because we suck.
Well,
let us in for free at this point.
All right, so Colorado versus Colorado State. Colorado's been on a winning streak. They've had some good games.
I love Deion Sanders. I'm just kidding. That's what Colorado's saying right now.
Colorado State just beat Washington State.
They suck too.
50-24. But Washington State did beat Wisconsin.
Really?
I'm sorry, Washington State beat
But then,
Colorado State. My bad. I got that backwards. Like I'm about half out of
okay,
it
now
right
that
now.
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm about half out of it. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. So Washington State beat them. They've not had a win yet because they've only played one game. So they've had.
I just think Colorado wins.
I think so too.
But can they clean up the mistakes they had in the first half against Nebraska last week?
They
I
could. I
think
mean, there
so.
was a lot
I
of
think Dion
stupid
has
mistakes they did. That was the problem.
Yep, yep. I think Dion has a good grip on that. So
You know,
Mr.
if you go
Prime
back,
Time.
if you go back and listen to our first episode, I talked about how every game they've got this season they're predicted to lose in the matchup predictor. It has now changed. This they're looking to win 88%. Now they go up against Oregon, they'll start changing again. But you go up against like Arizona State, that matchup predictor's now shown them to win. It has now changed towards Colorado. It is crazy how much those two games have put them in the limelight. So
Kind of scary.
it really is. I'm going to say with this game, they're boasting. They're happy. They've won 2 games. They're on a winning streak. They're coming in this interstate matchup. This is going to
In Boulder.
be in Boulder. This is going to be a 40.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to say
40.
I'm trying to think. What do I want? 40. I'll say 42-3.
What do you think, Cody?
45 to 10.
45-10. What you got there, Jaden? Earth to Jaden.
I'm
Oh.
thinking. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Dead air here.
I've been thinking about it ever since you guys have been.
He's
talking.
pondering. He's pondering.
I mean, they win the game. Like I'm not differentiating, but I'm not having
Yeah.
a hard time thinking about how we're in the game. I'm just thinking about the score and if they can and I think they can, for the most part, clean their mistakes up, even though it were stupid little dumb mistakes. Kind of whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was just dumb mistakes.
It's gonna be like. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Say 42-7. Colorado State get a touchdown. I think.
Okay.
The 42-7. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Colorado's going to be on a 3-win streak after this game, and that's going to
And
put
then
them.
next, I think, is USC or Oregon. They have.
I think Oregon's next on their list, and depending on what Oregon does in this next game,
It is Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah, so if Oregon blows out Hawaii, then I don't know. I don't know if Colorado's got it for them, but it'll be an interesting game.
I forgot to mention, if we beat Florida this year, where do you think that would put us in the rankings?
Probably same place.
I don't know if we'll move.
You think so?
Well, it depends on what
Yeah.
Ohio State does. If
Yeah.
Ohio State doesn't
Who's 10
perform
right now? Alabama? Alabama's 10th. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. We could just stay the same. Or swap places with Alabama. I mean, they play nobody this week.
They
South
do.
Florida.
I
If we
think
beat a rivalry, we could just swap places and we would take Alabama's spot.
Yeah, and I think it all boils down onto whoever plays up above us, what they do, and how well their
what
games
they
are.
do and stuff.
I mean, if Ohio State doesn't perform like they're supposed to, they'll drop. I think they're going to be out of the top. I think it'll be maybe 8 or 9. Alabama, if they don't just come out and manhandle, we'll switch positions with them definitely. So the rest of the teams up there, they're going to win. I don't think they're going to have a problem with it.
Sure.
So, but I think the two ones we need to watch for: Ohio State not performing, and Alabama not performing the way they should, which could move us up a couple spots if we win against Florida. And how well we do. If we come back and Milton somehow improves that could give us even more reason to maybe bump us back up in the maybe top 8 if he comes back and shows major improvement.
I would say maybe 9 if we moved. We'd probably go back to where.
Oh, excuse me, guys. I didn't mean cough in y'all's ears. Try to mute that stuff, but I forget sometimes. Yeah, I think we could be about 9 or 8 or 9 somewhere, and that just
I'd
depends
say
on
we
those
can swap
teams.
places
Yeah.
with Bama.
Which would just be glorious to see Alabama drop even further in the rankings.
Yeah, that'd be great. But well, now we have to wait and see.
I will say though, on the coaches poll, we are ranked higher than them. On the coaches poll, we're ranked 9th, and they're ranked 10th. So in the coaches poll, we're actually in the top 10. They just barely make it in the top 10 because they've really got Notre Dame and us switched on that. They got them below us. So, but other than that, I think that's going to be our picks for the week. Maybe one upset, I think, for this week could happen. And I don't think Florida beats us. I don't think that's an upset. I think that's probably because we've been ranked pretty bad, pretty highly for the talent we have on our offense right now.
Yeah.
Which, if we lose this game, we're looking possibly. We'll be dropping out. I think that may knock us out of the top 25.
If it doesn't, it'd be close.
I want to say if we did, it'd probably put us at 25.
Yeah, it'd probably drop
I
us
was thinking
pretty
around
far
there
down.
too. 24, 25. Yeah.
I mean, they may keep us in. LSU's got a 1-1 right now. I mean, Alabama's 1-1, but they just
We have to win this game.
we have to win this game
Yeah.
because as much as everybody's against Tennessee, one loss will knock us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a comment earlier today saying you lost to Tennessee, or someone, or it was that video I sent to you, Dustin, of the Alabama fan getting mad
Oh,
that
yeah.
we won the game, and they said that should be $100,000 fine since we rushed the field, and she broke her phone, throwing it on the ground. I was reading the comments of that video, and there's a bunch of people. I'm just saying only a Bama fan would act like this. They've been spoiled and stuff. And there
Yeah.
was one saying, "Well, you lost to Tennessee. Who would want to lose to Tennessee? That's like bad." And I was like, "Really, dude?
Yeah.
You're acting like that?" And then some guy commented saying, "Well, Alabama was the only one that lost to Tennessee that year. So, I mean, a bunch of other people did." But yeah, you get the point.
Yeah.
But we need to win
We
for
have to win
bragging
this
rights
game.
and to solidify our spot in the top 25.
Milton's got to show up. He's got to show us something that he hasn't shown us yet, and it's going to have to be big. I mean,
It's going to have to be the Swamp Miracle or something. I don't know.
so if
The Joe
not,
Milton
put
Miracle.
Nico in, please, for the love of everything.
And I mean quick. Don't
Yeah,
wait. If
don't wait.
if
If
it's
we're
like
down,
3-4 drives in and he
Yeah.
sucks, get him out or something. I don't know.
put Nico in. Let's see what he can do. I mean, the worst thing we can do is lose if we're going to already lose.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much all I've got. What do y'all got? Anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Solidified.
All right. So we'll see how this week shakes up, and we'll get you a podcast early next week to see how far we were off, to do a little recap and see where these polls will land after what we'll see this weekend. So
Yeah, it'd probably be Monday, won't it?
the last polls dropped Sunday.
No. Oh wait, are we gonna do the? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last polls dropped
And
Sunday.
then we can do.
So we
So
could,
when will we do the review of the games? And are we gonna do it the same together again in one video, or we wanted to separate that?
oh, we could. I mean, if we want to. I mean, they.
I mean, it's up to you. It don't matter to me. It's just having a AP review. If it drops on that Sunday night, we could, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's not talk anymore. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, people listen to this video or this podcast probably don't care.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, you'll get some episodes next week, no matter what. So, other than that, I'm Dustin,
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Cody.
and we will catch you on the
I'm
next
Cody.
episode. Yeah, I'm Cody. We'll see
This is
you
trademark.
next episode.
See ya.